Hello again, YouTube. Truth Man here. We gonna get back to the Isaiah 4:1, but we gonna kind of have a loose conversation. It ain't gonna be the normal teaching. It might have some teaching in it, but we're gonna have a loose conversation. Guys be like, okay, I'm gonna practice polygyny, but what shall I do? The first thing is, before you do anything, get rid of all ill feelings and grudges for previous relationship failures. Learn from them, but don't punish nobody in the future based on the past. Now, let it be a learning situation, learn from what happened, but they all different, man. They all different. You know not to get no marriage license. The chances of me getting a marriage license is slim to none. Here's why. Even if let's say I settled in on somebody and they was richer than me, they was a millionaire, I still wouldn't, because if everything that I have planned plays out, I'm liable to, if they only worth 2 or 3 million, I'm liable to pass them up. So you still would want to be careful with a marriage, because you never know what could happen. But we're gonna talk about age groups. What's your age group? What's your age limit? What's the lowest you'll go in dealing with these women? Hit me in the comments. Let me know. I want you guys to understand that your age does not matter. What matters is how you take care of yourself, what food you put in your body, what vitamins, what you do in terms of keeping your body fit and keeping your body where you can smash. So I would say my age, the lowest I would go is 20. Like, I know guys be doing 18, 19. No, that's too young. 20. 20 is the first year past the teenage year. 20 to probably 65 or something like that. How old is Lynn Toller? I mean, I ain't trying to be that way. I know she has her husband passed away. I didn't know she was married some years back, man. I used to look at Lynn Toller like, man, that is one sexy black woman. And she done aged. She aged good. Like, even when her hair be wild and she be playing on the videos and stuff, she still is good looking. I would. And you know what's weird? She's on the Libra cusp. Like, she's like, I looked her up. Y'all know I be looking the women up that I kind of like. Her birthday was October 25th, which means she gonna have a lot of Libra characteristics. And it showed on her show. She was fair and balanced. Because she's on the Libra cusp. Libra, last day of Libra is 23rd. She's 25th, which means she gonna have a fair share of the characteristics mixed with that Scorpio stuff. But yeah, so whatever her age is, what's she, like 64? We'll raise it up every time her age raises up. No, I'm just kidding. Hey man, that's not disrespectful, man. She could deal with men. She probably wouldn't want to. Women go through that thing where they trying to be loyal. But I done watched a lot of her content. I used to watch her show. I like how she think, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. Some guys be like, oh, too old. Man, listen. You must not. Maybe you don't understand to the level that I do. Maybe you don't. That's why I say 20 to like maybe 65, 60, somewhere in there. But you can't be no broke down 65. You gotta be fairly decent 65. You know. But when I start, when I'm dealing with them, I'm dealing with all ages, man. As long as they're in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. My main thing, I don't want to deal with no crazy chick. I don't want to deal with no chick that's trying to make me share. If I deal with whoever I dealt with, I want to be, and I got to be the only dude she deal with. If I find out she dealing with another dude, she got to go. Got to go. I'm not finna, I'm like one of my guys right now, got drama. He tried to call me up. I'm like, man, we ain't, this ain't the 90s, man. We got families, we got this. I can't. Now, if this was the 90s, we could slide. We could have slid back then on some dudes. We was doing little stuff, back in them days, man. Mobbing up, But now, like I told them at home, I said, now, if I was around them and some dude, some old crazy stuff dumped off, of course I'm gonna help you. But don't call me and put me in it, So I can't share, man. That's one of the things. No sharing. If you need more than me, you don't need me. That's how I look at it. And you can't look at it like that because it's different for us. Ain't nobody gonna be jamming rods up in me. I don't get down like that. Heterosexual 150%. So it's not the same for a woman. It's just you getting rodded by all different shapes and sizes rods. It's not the same, man. Isaiah 4:1 says, in that day 7 women will take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own food, wear our own clothes. Only let us be called by your name, take away our disgrace. The disgrace is women who try to compare themselves to us. Y'all different from us. You can't compare yourself to us. So let's just say I had 7. Let's say I had 7. Just for the sake of imagination. What would that look like for me, probably? Like, what would the ages be? What would the races be? How would the time look? Well, you already know I'm not going to put them in front of my daughters. So, but I still would make time. If I had 7, how would that look? How do I believe that would look? It probably would be maybe 2 in the 20s, 2 in the 30s, maybe 1 in the other 3 group. That's probably how it would look. I don't know about the 30s though, because no disrespect, but some of them, they think different, for some reason. Like the 20-somethings, 30-somethings, they'll be in there, but I don't think I would do 7, man. I probably would just, I don't know, man. I don't know. That number would have to be cut back after a while, though. That's too much emotion to be dealing with, so. But that's probably how it would look. Probably a couple in the 20s, a couple in the 30s, or it might be a couple in the 20s, a couple in the 40s, maybe 30s. The main things you gotta worry about when you deal with older women, I'm finna show you both, is that discontent, that dissatisfaction. I ain't trying to be nasty, but somebody in their 20s, man, they gonna get off so quick and easy. But in their 40s, it might take a little more for them to get the big old. You gotta know what you're doing. You gotta be extremely patient with a lot of them, unless some of the ones that got that pent up, they ain't been doing nothing. Now they probably be easy. you know. But I think 60s would probably be easier than 40s and 50s. Like somebody that just ain't been doing nothing for years, they probably would be easier than like them 40s and them 50s. And definitely than them 30s. Them 30s is that's the social media, that's the hookup culture. So if they're in their 30s, they probably was in that, okay, that means 2012, yeah, 11 years ago, let's say they 34. That would make them 23. They probably was strong in that hookup stuff. So probably, you know, I don't know, they probably still have some go, but you know, probably not like say 20s. Like especially you catch the 20s before they go crazy out here. You know? So I don't know, that'd be a lot of emotion to deal with. You know, that'd be having to get scaled back. Like, okay, these two done made the cut. We go to the next step with these two. Have the ceremony, put the crown on their head. No marriage license. Oh no. Me personally, like I don't knock what other dudes do. Like even if you pumping and dumping, I get it because of how these women is. So I don't knock them per se. You know, it is whoremongering to a certain extent. But hey, man, the Most High knows all things. So if we know how they are, you know He know how they are. The majority of them, you can't marry them, man. It's like a suicide mission. But okay, so let's get into this. So the 20-somethings, you gotta watch out for relatives that don't understand. Well, you an old pervert. You gotta watch out for strongly for STD. You really gotta watch out for STDs with all of them, but mainly 20s and 30s probably. So you gotta watch out for STDs. You gotta watch out for STDs. You gotta watch out for setups. Got foam on my lip. You gotta watch out for people trying to set you up. 40s, late 30s, you gotta watch out for them little teenagers. You know, getting in the way of what you're trying to do. You have a disagreement with their mama, now they wanna like shoot it out or try to this. You gotta watch out for that with the 30s, 40s, and even 50s. Because sometimes they'll be in their 50s and have a teenager. Yeah, I got something on my lip. I say, have your fun. Don't be out here doing it the wrong way. Like I wouldn't do nothing with nobody. Like I know I done heard people talking about the connection thing. I still stand by that. I gotta connect. Like I gotta know at least a little something about you, and look at it like you worth a couple minutes of my time before I just, all right, come on, let's go. Nah, man. I gotta make you a concubine. But just like I can make you a concubine, I can unmake you a concubine. And I'm good. I'm good in the eyes of God. So, yeah, I gotta do, that's how, me personally, like if you a person of the book and you don't want the Most High to count it as sexual immorality, that's how you gotta do it. You gotta get them some type of assignment, like either concubine or wife. It's the way these women is now is not smart to just go back straight into that marriage stuff, man. You know, you don't want to be nobody's slave. You don't want to be working to give it to her. Like, I mean, it's probably what I'm about to face. It's possible, man. It just depends on her, man. Like some conversation we had yesterday, I look at it, it's just not looking good. But when it comes to how I'm gonna deal with them, that's how I'm gonna do it, man. Like, I'm gonna as far as going out, maybe go here and there a couple times, not too much, not too expensive. A couple more times, I'm gonna test them out. Like, hey, you can treat or you can pay half. They don't like it, they automatically off. They automatically off, out of there, because that's selfishness. Like, if they not willing to treat me or not willing to pay their own way, that's automatic. You out of there. I don't want to hear no tradition stuff. I already been there, done that, tried that tradition stuff. It does not work, man. When times change, you be trying to make that tradition stuff, that little one person doing everything, it's gonna be too hard. Pause. So I would tell all of you dudes, if any of y'all in red pill rays, get out of that before you start dealing with them, because they gonna ghost you, they gonna annoy you, they gonna not respond to you, and it's like, they only one person. Let's say you reach out to 4 women, and 2 of them respond, 2 of them don't. Why would you take it out on the 2 that respond over the 2 that don't respond? What you do is, the 2 that don't respond, you take them off your list and you block them, and you don't deal with them no more. The 2 that do, there you go. Build on that. Don't let, and listen, I tell y'all this all the time. Don't let no pastors, no religious people do your thinking in terms of how you deal with women. Come to me. I can give you scriptures. I can show you where I get this train of thought from. See, they can't. You can't. When it comes to building philosophy and figuring righteousness out, you can't go straight to the New Testament. You got to compare it to the Old Testament. And matter of fact, we really shouldn't even be calling it the New and the Old, because everything that's in the First Testament, we'll just call it, is still up for scrutiny, for learning, so on and so forth, even as we speak, even today. Ain't nothing passed away. And people be like, well, you can't eat shrimp. You ain't supposed to eat bacon. I go right to Genesis 9, 3, and 4. What'd it say? What'd it say? What? See, not to get off subject, but the reason why he put those regulations in there, because what they were doing, even if you go back to Jezebel will have a feast, right? And she'll offer up all that food and give thanks to gods that's not even God. So he got tired of them doing that. So what he did was, he said, don't even eat it. But then, as we progressed through the scripture, we saw Cephas, Peter, being told, what the Most High has cleansed, do not call it common. Why did he say that? Because when you offer it up in prayer to the God, you can eat it. You can eat all things. Genesis 9, 3, and 4. But if somebody believes the otherwise, I do not try to change their mind. And if they're around, I'm not even going to eat the stuff that they believe that they'll be condemned if they eat. Out of respect. I'm not going to eat the BLT around my Israelite brothers or around Muslim brothers, my Muslim brothers. Yeah, they brothers too. If they name in the book of life, they brothers. I don't believe, listen, man, the Christianity, man, I believe some of them are saved too, but that's really the European. That's really his thing. But who keep a score? People do get saved. I just wanted to touch on this Isaiah 4:1. Pause. We'll be back tomorrow with Sunday sermon. I said sermon. Sunday sermon. So stay tuned.